The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. On a certain Sabbath, Jesus went into the synagogue and taught. And there was a man there whose right hand was withered. The scribes and the Pharisees watched him closely to see if he would cure on the Sabbath, so that they might discover a reason to accuse him. But he realized their intentions and said to the man with the withered hand, "Come up and stand before us." And he rose and stood there. Then Jesus said to them, "I ask you, is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath rather than to do evil, to save life rather than to destroy it?" Looking around at them all, he then said to him, "Stretch out your hand." He did so, and his hand was restored. But they became enraged and discussed together what they might do to Jesus. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise be Jesus and Mary. Then Jesus said to them, "I ask you, is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath rather than to do evil, to save life rather than to destroy it?" Brothers and sisters, Jesus is teaching us what is really already in our nature, according to his teaching, and that is inside of us, especially as a man, as a woman, we have this called natural law. And this simple principle inside us, and that is to do good and to avoid evil. To do good and to avoid evil. And in doing good, as what Jesus showed in the Gospel today, it does not have limits or time or place or person. Pag gumawa ka ng mabuti, it is not limited to a place, to a person, to a certain community, and so on and so forth. No. Doing good is part, especially for us as Christians, to do it everywhere, any place, any person that needs our help. Kaya nga po, we, especially as Catholics, when there is typhoon, when there is calamity, we help. And we do not, how do you call this, discriminate. O, ikaw ba ay Protestant, ikaw ba ay Muslim, o di ka namin bibigyan. No, that's not it. No. And the Catholic Church is the largest charitable institution in the world. Alam niyo ba yan? The Catholic Church is the greatest and biggest charitable institution in the world. And according to statistics, if I'm not mistaken, 90% of every parishes, institution, religious congregation, Catholic organization, are all charitable institutions. Kaya nga, pag may mga giyera, especially in Ukraine, sino ang unang nagbibigay ng tabang? Who is the first to help those victims of wars, of typhoons, the Caritas International. And that is what should be our way of doing things. Of course, we have our weakness, we have our defects. But in a moment we know, alam natin na dapat natin gawin yung mabuti, we should do it. We should not be too much formal. Of course, yung iba sasabihin, we have to ask permission. Diba? We have to ask obedience. But obedience, permission, although it is good and it is about for us religious, it always is in line and connected with charity. Because if your obedience, as I have said in the Franciscan time regarding Saint Francis, is detached from charity, any vow, just like the chastity and the poverty, if these three vows, religious vows, has no heart, walang puso. Sabi nga, pagmula sa puso ay tunay nga ganyan. If those vows has no charity in it, there's no reason, and sometimes it becomes formalism, too much formalism. It's not good, and that's what happened to the Pharisees. They are too much putting on the law of Sabbath. They forgot to do good because they do not anymore love. Hindi ayaw nilang umibig. And this paralyze us, paralyze our religious life when we do not anymore do good because we do not anymore love. That's why it's interconnected. You do good because you love. You love because you do good. Once you do not do good, it means that you do not love. That's why God, sabi nga ni Aristotle, bonum est diffusivum. Diba? Bonum est diffusivum. Sabi nga sa Latin. God is good. He diffuses good. And why? Because Deus Caritas est. God is love. You cannot diffuse good if you do not love. So if you are indifferent to your brothers, to your sisters, look at first of yourself. Because the problem, we look at others. We are easily to point out, si ganito nga, si father nga, si brother nga, si sister nga. If that is our mentality, kung hindi niya gagawin yun, hindi ko rin gagawin, walang gagawa. If that is our mentality, we can never do good. Hindi tayo makakagawa ng mabuti. And this is a challenge for us. And yesterday, Pope Francis beatified Pope John Paul I, the smiling Pope. You know, what gives you a smile? You want to smile? You want to be happy? Do good. Love. And that's all. People who are grumpy, nakasimangot ka na lang palagi. Those who are grumpy people are those people who is indifferent, who in their life they do not try, although they know they have to do good, they do not do it for the sake of formalism. That's why their life is miserable. miserable. And a miserable life is a life lacking of good and charity towards others. It is better, I repeat, the beautiful words of Mother Teresa. I think today is the memorial, if I'm not mistaken. The only problem that we do not have the proper of Mother Teresa. No? And our sacristan perhaps also do not research regarding the liturgical memorial, because there are many liturgical memorial. And if I'm not mistaken, today is the memorial of Mother Teresa. And Mother Teresa of Calcutta, what does she say? She said, and perhaps this will be the conclusion of our reflection. Saint Mother Teresa of Calcutta said, and Pope Francis quoted it, "It is better to make mistake doing good than not to do good at all." See? It is better to make mistake doing good rather than not to do good at all. See? And may Blessed John Paul I and Mother Teresa of Calcutta help us to do good, to smile, and to have charity. Praise be Jesus and Mary. Ave Maria. If you like this video, subscribe and share. Ave Maria.